course, opened the season under Dan Reeves on the road at Chicago, where Sims led a come-from-behind victory. They came back home and defeated Tampa. They bounced over the Rams, had the loss to Buffalo, and then routed Washington last week. They are at 4-1 and leading here. 2-minute warning. Remaining first half, Giants in control. They assume control of an 80-yard touchdown drive, and they lead 14-3 and are about to get it again. Jeff Eagles back to punt, and the best punt coverage team in football is on the field now. The Philadelphia Eagles. They average only 4 yards per return, and there won't be any on this one. Fair catch called by Dave Meggett.
And you look at that punt coverage team, you see 34 Herschel Walker, 32 James Joseph, and Von Hebron as well. Walker's a personal protector. See him checking it out and then releasing, getting down the field. Always has been a pretty good team player, willing to do just about anything the coaches ask him to do. We've seen him as a wide receiver, slot back, running back, and now covering punts.
Well, we saw him last week make a downfield tackle in a punt that was pretty impressive. 47 yards on the Eagles punt. McCaffrey was out of position, and Sims lets him know about it. Here's Tillman going right and tripped up as he gets out near the 15-yard line. See how much of a hurry New York is in now.
And see how satisfied they are with an 11-point lead. They have 3 timeouts to use, but they're about 84 yards away from the end zone.
Dan Reeves, 12 years the head coach of the Denver Broncos, was a candidate for the coaching position here in 1979 that ultimately went to Ray Perkins, who then chose Phil Sims as his #1 draft choice. Well, with George Young.
Yeah.
Young had something to do with it. And there's offsides, but the play is still live. Flags are down. And so the play would count if it stood. I guess it would count if it stood. But offside against Philadelphia.
The thing that Reeves has been most pleased about this year has been their ability to run the ball. You can see that when they've run it left, they've run it for 270 yards. They've tried to pound it up the middle the most times, and then again to the right, it's 250 yards. That's just perfect balance for running the ball. And it's okay that you don't not getting that much going straight up the middle, because most of the time you're running there is in short yardage situations, so you're not going to be getting the same type of average.
Be a 2nd down and 2 now, with 1:09 remaining in the first half of play. 14-3, Giants lead. Play action, Sims. In as he lets it go, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Looked like Seth Joyner was coming on the blitz, Vern, and he got his hand on Sims just a second too later. That would have been another forced fumble by Seth Joyner.
Coming up at the half, we go back across the Hudson. Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights, and Eric Dickerson is in the studio with contact lenses, I noticed. Either that or his eyesight has improved immeasurably as he's gotten older.
He probably doesn't want to look at Bradshaw.
3rd down and 2. Here's Sims. Going deep for Callaway. Flag is down. They got McMillan.
The thing that McMillan sees just about every Sunday is a jump ball type of pass to a wide receiver. Very few receivers in the league that are shorter than McMillan. Sims hangs on to this ball under a tremendous amount of pressure and throws a nice catchable ball for Callaway. And if McMillan doesn't grab him, Callaway catches this ball and he may score. So although it's a pass interference penalty against McMillan, he did save the touchdown.
34-yard penalty, and it gives New York a 1st down at the Eagle 45-yard line.
And they have 3 timeouts to work with.
So now things change drastically with 58 seconds to go in the half. Blitz. Sims deep right side on McMillan again. And it's just a little too far to the outside. for Callaway against McMillan.
Ball drifted on Sims just a little bit. You saw Callaway, knowing that he's just about to go out of bounds, he tried to knock this one back onto the playing field. He knows exactly where he is here. Heck of an effort, but that ball just drifted a little bit too far outside on Sims. The Eagles are trying to force something, though, with these blitzes, but what they're doing is they're exposing their defensive backs to man-on-man coverage.
Second down and 10, 14-3, Giants lead. Sims into the flat, make it. Gets by Byron Evans and stops the clock as he goes out of bounds at the 36. So they are within Deloiso's range now.
Well, and one of the key matchups is this one right here between Clyde Simmons and Jumbo Elliott. The one thing that Dale Hopt, the defensive line coach of the Eagles, told us yesterday is that Sims will step up into the pocket. It's imperative that both Simmons and Harmon do not get pushed beyond the quarterback, as Elliott did that time to Clyde Simmons.
Flores and Harmon and Simmons are joined by Renfro now, defensive line for the Eagles. Third down and 1. Blitz again. Sims with time has it batted back in his face by Seth Joyner.
Well, that's an all-pro play, too, by Seth Joyner. Now all the 76,000 coaches are trying to help Dan Reeves decide whether to go for it or not, and that's not what he's going to do. He sends in Sean Landeta.
My goodness. I would have thought Deloiso would get a shot at a long-range field goal here.
One thing Joyner told us last night, it's imperative for the Eagles defense to score today if they're going to have a shot at winning. Came close that time.
They're going to go for it. Landeta comes out as a wide receiver. Kent Graham is in as the quarterback. And they are stopped. And they did not get it. And now delay of game call?
Yep. Now this play will not count because it was a delay of game.
On the offense before the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
Isn't that interesting? Because that turns out to be a break for the Giants. They were stopped short of the first down.
Absolutely. If they get the play off in time, they're stopped at about the 41-yard line, and the Eagles take over there. Now with Landeta on to punt, the Giants should pin the Eagles deep in their own end.
Landeta will punt this time on 4th and 6. Sekahima will let it go, and it will go into the end zone. Touchback.
Dan Reeves loves trick plays. Watch Landeta come all the way out as a wide receiver. Tillman comes back in, lines up behind Rashid. And because of that little bit of miscommunication there between Rashid and Graham, the Giants get a break.
Joyner did make the track tackle, and it was short of the first down. So now Philadelphia takes over at the 20 with 36 seconds to go.
Boy, that's an ugly tie, Vern. I know that Dan is a longtime friend of yours. Will you tell him that that is one ugly tie?
We'll hear about it because Pam Reeves, his wife, picked it out. Here's O'Brien, left side. And the clock will keep running down to 27 seconds. See if the Eagles stop it.
You know, even when the Eagles complete a pass, the receiver falls down and can't get out of bounds to stop the clock. That's how it's going for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles had a most impressive opening to this game, 3 times inside the Giant 40, but all they could do was come out of that with 3 points. And then the Giants went 80 yards in 9 plays. The touchdown catch made by McCaffrey to take a 7-3 lead. A fumble recovery led to a 51-yard pass play to Sherrard. That set up the touchdown of 1 yard by Lewis Tillman. And 3 injuries thus far of note in the game. 2 for the Eagles. Keith Millard out with a bad knee. Bubby Brister with a sprained ankle. And Mike Sherrard went out with a bruised hip, we are told, but he probably will be back. O'Brien is down. Mike Strahan